It's a great day to be in the Bomber Nation. We are happy to have all of you joining us for our first ever Bomber Buzz podcast. With me here, I got Paul Rudolph, our Dean of Students. I'm Jacob Jenkins, Principal. And we thought we'd start our first episode with kind of talking about why are we starting a podcast. So, Paul, do you want to kind of talk about how we started this journey?
Well, this is an interesting journey, wouldn't you say? Professional development. And we're listening to a guest speaker. And he's like, I think everybody should have a podcast of some sort, school district-wide, talking about policies, different things that your students are doing, all that. But when he mentioned we should start that, you and I both looked at each other like, oh, God, I think we could do that. It was kind of a surreal moment, to be honest with you. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I definitely had a chuckle because we both looked at each other at the same time with this little, hey, we need to try this look, and here we are.
Yeah, here we are is right.
So we've been talking about, some of the things that we want to do with this podcast, and some of the things that you can expect to hear is we want you to know more about our school. We're going to highlight our staff and students, talk about the things that are going on. Our goal is to get all of our students and staff on here at some point so you can hear from them. We're going to do senior spotlights this year so you can know our graduating seniors and hear about where they're going and their experiences, talk about different events, policies, school board things, and just interesting stuff that's happening around. So I'm pretty excited about this.
I would agree, and I think you pretty much nailed it. We're going to always we want to, portray this to the listeners as much as possible to make sure that we're giving them the information that they would like to hear. And we want to give as much student and bomber buzz as we possibly can give them.
Yeah. So if this interests you, please make sure to like and subscribe to the Bomber Buzz, and that way you'll be notified of each new episode. And without further ado, Paul, let's just jump into our events. We've got a lot of things going on in March. It's a big month.
It is, and generally speaking, you start thinking March is one of those slowdown months because the winter seasons have all concluded. But really, we're rolling right into it, man. We start March 1 starts today, reading month, and the elementary side of things are kicking it off with a little movie to get their students rolling with reading month, and they're creating different things with athletics themes. They're doing door decorations. They're going to do a flashlight reading on a Friday with their bomber buddies. I believe that's Friday, March 22nd. They're doing a little dress-up week, March 18th through the 22nd, which we can talk more. Well, I just as well mention it. Monday, March 18th, Jersey Day. The 19th is Class Sport Day. Wednesday's Referee Day. Thursday, the 21st, is Pajama Day. Friday, March 22nd is Bomber Pride Day. So along with that, they're reading books, turn prizes. Could be bomber tattoos, could be a stress ball, fidget spinners. The grand prize, they're working for an Amazon Fire Stick. So that's starting March here with the reading month. Also March 4th, we have our athletic banquet at 5:30. That's for all students, football, basketball, girls volleyball, golf. That's the 4th. March 6th, rolling into that, is the large group festival for the band and choir. Over at Minot State University, we'll be competing in that. March 8th is a little Lewis and Clark Music Festival with Berthold and North Shore Plaza. We do that up here at the Berthold School. It's for 5th and 6th grade band members. And they have woodwinds, brass, percussion, and each individual student will have a little bit of their own schedule. So parents or grandparents or friends, you have to find out from your own student, but you're more than welcome to attend, but what their schedule will be and when they compete, because it's a little bit of a rolling schedule there. So that's March 8th. March 8th, we also have the Delax Burlington Berthold Wrestling Club little kid in Pee Wee Invitational here on Friday night at 5 o'clock. Speech goes to Garrison tomorrow, I believe it is. And gosh, I lost my dates here for next Saturday where they're heading. But it's another place next Saturday as well. and then the 8th, so I'm just kind of trying to track down the door here. 9th, 10th, 11th, where we move into the 12th, which is parent-teachers conferences. Everybody got a link to schedule their live feed or through their live feed to get that scheduled. Also on that day, we're trying to hit you up for a baseball parent-player meeting at 5 o'clock. And if you can, work around your parent-teachers conferences if your student is involved in baseball. That's the 12th. That's Tuesday. The 13th is an ACT day for juniors. It's also an early out. And then we roll into spring break on the 14th and 15th. And then just a couple more quick notes. Elementary boys basketball started for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. Started yesterday, but really they'll get rolling big time next week. Elementary girls volleyball for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders starts on March 4th. Track practice with our co-op, Lewis and Clark, and Berthold DLB, tentatively begins March 6th, which is Wednesday, which I believe would be a practice in Berthold, and then the first combined one would be over there on Thursday. And I believe that is most everything for the next couple weeks. When we come back from spring break, it's buckle your seatbelt because she's moving.
Yeah, things pick up really fast. So March might be sounding like a slow month, but there is quite a lot going on. Well, Paul, basketball season's come to a close. I would say it was a really exciting season. You know, I think our students worked really hard. They put everything that they had onto the court, and I couldn't be prouder of what they've done. I feel that that's kind of a sentiment that we all feel here about our Bomber Nation boys and girls basketball. Just real pride, great attitudes out there. Can you kind of take us through their seasons this year?
Absolutely, I can. We'll start with the boys, kind of a learning season. And it started out with some adversity right out of the gates. But as you stated, guys did a really pretty good job just fighting through adversity and staying positive through a little bit of setbacks here and there. One loss record ended up being 2-17, not what you would like to be, and had some rough nights, some rough patches. But had some we're going to fight to the end finishes here, too. So, tough season, learning season, but at the same token, nevertheless fought through it. The girls really had a pretty successful season as far as wins and losses and how you play that one. They ended up 17-7, I believe, was their record overall. They finished second at the district tournament, which they outplayed their seed. And went in as the second seed out of our district into the new region with the 3-class system that was created for this season. And we ended up taking 4th in the region, played in that 3rd and 4th game for an opportunity to go to the challenge game, and it was a really good basketball game, but we came up a little bit short. But overall, a very positive season for the girls. And then we had Maya Nesham was chosen as an all-district performer for the basketball season. And then just one other thing with our basketball seasons wrapping up, just a quick shout out to Berthold Farmers Elevator and SandPro and Farmers Union Oil, Sidelines Bar and Grill, Genesis Seed Solutions, Birdsall Grain and Seeds, United Agronomy, and H&L Safety and Supply. Some of our big corporate people are business people that just do a fantastic job of helping us try to get all those games live streamed and are easily or more easily accessible at the sub-varsity level and varsity level for our fans and patrons to watch.
So we've got some graduating seniors from both the boys and girls. Who is moving on now from our boys team?
Well, the boys team will lose Sam Babinchek and Gunnar Deaver and Bennett Sorensen will be lost. They'll be done with graduating at the end of the year, so they won't be. But Bennett and Sam just came back out this year. They hadn't played in a few years, and Gunnar didn't play last year with a broken arm. And then the senior, we only had one young lady, just Maya Nesham was a senior on the girls' team.
One thing that I've always been impressed by out here in the Bomber Nation is we've got a lot of community, a lot of parents that come out. They support our Bomber Nation kids. And I think that's something that, I've seen at other schools. They don't have the support that we have here. Would you agree with that?
Oh, gosh, I'd love to elaborate on that. We hosted a handful of tournaments this winter. Started off with a junior high. We started off with a junior high girls basketball tournament back in December and went to a travel tournament in early January, and then 3 different basketball extravaganzas in December, and a shootout in late January, and then we just kind of kicked the can down the road here this last one with the boys junior high tournament, and there were 12 teams here, and a couple of people that I had seen almost all winter long from another town. A couple of other towns had commented to us about, what a great facility, and I don't know that we could, and their comment to me was, I don't know that we could pull this off because we just can't find the workers. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at him going, man, your town's 3 times the size of us. Right. So you're right. I mean, we can't say enough about the people that just jump out and help and aren't afraid to spend a little time helping kids and helping the community and, helping our school. I think that's a tip of the hat to all those people.
Well, thank you, Paul, for talking about basketball this year. Again, we're just really proud of all the hard work that the boys and girls put out on that court. Make sure that you tune into our next episode. We're going to be speaking with Mr. Kelly Hochhalter. He's our speech coach, and we'll find out about how our speech season is going. For our first senior spotlight today, we've got Reidun Askvig here with us. She was chosen because her last name starts with A.
And that is literally the facts.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
Reidun, thanks for agreeing to be on our first ever podcast. How are you feeling?
I mean, kind of nervous, but I guess, ready to talk about some stuff.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to hear about you. So, Paul, why don't you take it away?
Oh, this is going to be fantastic, Reidun. Tell us a little bit about your family. It may be something that maybe a favorite family activity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I have an older half-brother, a younger brother, and an older sister. And my dad is a farmer and rancher, and my mom is an insurance broker. And one of my favorite family activities has to be probably Christmas Eve, because this year we started a little new tradition where we get crab legs and then we all sit around at the table, and my parents tell us about when we were little and how we used to sit there and make them cut the crab legs open for us and how we would never have them, but now we can.
Now you go with the crab legs because they don't have to cut them open for everybody. Yeah. You spend more time cutting them open. Nobody gets the chance to eat. You're still hungry when you leave. Well, let's go back. You remember back, since we're talking about that, and when you couldn't break crab legs open, what were you like as a child?
Oh my gosh, I was super extroverted. I would literally talk to anybody. My parents said that when they would do the younger kids' sermon at church, I would be the first one up there, and I would just be sitting all sprawled out on the steps, and I would answer every single question. Or if I'd go with my grandparents to McDonald's, I would stop and I would have to talk to everybody. So
you come by that naturally then?
Yeah.
That glowing smile and all that. That was part of the enigma right away.
Yep, it was.
Well, when you were little, did you dream of becoming something?
I always wanted to be a veterinarian.
Veterinarian?
Yep.
Okay. Is the vet still in the possibility?
I'm not really sure anymore. I think I'm kind of leaning away from it, but I still definitely want to do some equestrian things and maybe one day have a little rehab center for horses and do stuff like that.
Right out of Heartland. Have you ever watched that?
Yep, I have.
Yeah, let's go. Well, have you changed since then?
Somewhat. I mean, I probably wouldn't go out like just saying whatever is the first thing that pops to mind. I kind of like think about things before I say them a little more. But other than that, I would say I'm still pretty out there, and I still love to get to know people and try new things.
Oh, you do, and a great bubbly personality without question. It's a brightening part of the hallways, no doubt about that. So, have you been going to the Berthold School your whole career?
Yep, from preschool to now.
From preschool till now.
Yep.
How has it shaped you?
I'd say that really just having like a small class and being able to know like everybody in whether it was the elementary end or the high school end, like just being able to know people and have a relationship with them has made me like even a more social person, and just made me like a better person and more personable.
You know, when you get a chance to spend your whole career at one school, you kind of have a legitimate 10 to 12 years on one side of you and a legitimate 10 to 12 years on another side of you that you'll never always remember those names or parents or faces. That's kind of cool. Because I mean, growing up in a small town, feel that too. Give me a, like from the Berthold School, what's one of the most important things you're going to take away from it, you think? One of the most important lessons you've learned?
I feel like I've really just learned to, be kind to people, like be gracious in people and be more forgiving, because like even when we would do like our counseling stuff in elementary all the way to high school, like I feel like it's just a lot easier to forgive people, be kind to them instead of like holding grudges or just, I don't know, being rude.
Well, you're after my heart. I know that because I am 100% in agreement. Just be kind, be a good person, right? That's the best thing you can, and I'm glad you'll learn. I'm guessing some of that you came by naturally, and your parents have helped you too, but I'm glad that the Berthold School was capable of helping in that capacity. Yeah. Happiest moment that you can recall? Back pre-K to 12 now, pre-K to 12. Happiest moment.
There's so many.
Give us a couple then.
Okay, well, in 5th grade, I loved Miss Dolan's class. We had so many like really fun memories. We would play like volleyball on our knees over top of the desks, and I remember one time Cooper just dove right over top of the desk and ended up breaking the top off, and we would go out
not Cooper, the same Cooper, right?
Yep, Cooper Bradel. He's the one. And we would go outside and clean up like around the school and the ditches and stuff, and even though like we were doing work, she always had a way of like making it fun, whether like we would take the hurdles and go put them back in the shed and she let us jump over them and stuff, and that was something that kind of led me to wanting to do track when I was younger. And then in high school, like I would say that every day had like little happy moments, and one that I can specifically recall is when Mason, we were in math with Mr. Ross, he went to the back of the classroom and he shut off the lights in the middle of the class and he just said, "There, that sets the mood," and everybody just started dying laughing.
Mason shut the lights off?
Yes.
Oh goodness. What grade were you in then?
I think it was 8th grade.
8th grade?
I think so.
Okay. How about something that, like, let's switch gears here a little bit, and can you think back to a setback or something that you might have failed at something and what you've learned from that experience?
I definitely say that both my ACL tears were setbacks, and it took a lot to like recover from that. And so when they had the first time, they had initially said it would take me probably between like 8 to 10, maybe even 10 to 12 months, and I ended up being back and playing volleyball in 7.5. And that was a little bit early, but they cleared me and I passed my tests, and it was really just a lot of hard work. I did a lot of weightlifting, and even though I wasn't like able to play sports at that time, like I still didn't let that affect my schoolwork or anything, and I just kind of wanted to use this experience to make me better, and even when I don't have sports or other things, like I still have to strive in other areas.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I saw that this winter.
Yep.
Yeah, that there was some tough days, but at the same token there was persevering days and days that, you know what, I need to be the person that I am. I'm not going to be the person that I'm.
Exactly. One thing doesn't define like who you are.
Fact. And I saw that this winter, which was tremendously proud of.
Thank you.
What are you most proud of?
I would say that I'm most proud of just like the person that my parents have raised me to be. Like, just really caring and a giving person. And they've kind of always had this, like, enthusiasm towards you don't have to be perfect and you can make mistakes and, like, that's okay. And just being able to share that with other people is something that I'm really proud of.
Good. That's really good. Are you intrinsically motivated or extrinsically motivated? What motivates you?
I'd say, like, a big motivating factor is my dad, because, like, there's just so much that he's been through, and he's always just been the most patient person and super kind and hardworking, and no matter what he's going through, like, he's going to be out there working every single day. Like, this other weekend, he had been throwing up all night long because he got sick from his seafood, but he was like, nope, we're going to work cows today. Like, give me like an hour and we're going to be out there and we're going to work cows. And he was so happy afterwards. He just kept telling me and Simmer, oh, thank you so much. Thank you for like coming out and helping me. Like, and I was like, Dad, like, that's what we're here for. Like, that's our job. But he was just like so appreciative. And that's something that really motivates me.
That's pretty cool. That is. Okay, back to school. How do you want to be remembered by your teachers?
I want to be remembered as someone who's just like really hardworking and someone that they can count on, whether it's like a leader in a group project or just someone that's going to get their work done that they don't have to worry about.
How about your classmates?
I want to be remembered as someone that anybody can go to, or like even just someone that you can come to if you're having a bad day. And like, I want to be remembered as someone who made other people's days better.
Oh, like it. Okay, I like it. That's
Thanks.
good stuff. And that you live that too. I watch you live that. What is something that you want people to know about you that they may not already know? Is there anything? I mean, you're pretty bubbly and outgoing.
I'm a pretty open book, but like I feel like a lot of people don't know that like I did dance when I was younger.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yep.
What
And
kind of dance?
all kinds. I did competitive dance like through a studio since
really?
Yeah. And we traveled all over to like California and Wisconsin Dells, and in 2018 I was the Celebration National Dancer of the Year. And so,
Really?
I mean, that was a pretty big accomplishment for me. And that was something that Siri, my sister, kind of like inspired me to do, because she was always super into dance. And so I decided to give it a try, and it was something that we ended up both being really good at. And that was just kind of like a really good bonding time for me, her, and my mom.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. You know, for a second there, I thought you were going, I went Siri, I should dance, but I didn't realize that was your sister's name right away.
Yeah.
Okay. You got any advice for the younger? You know, we got what, 11 years behind you here.
Yeah.
11 years behind you. You got any advice for like, let's break it into two.
Okay.
Like if you were starting right now as a 7th grader, 8th grader, going to go into the 9th grade, what advice you have for those people?
To not wish your time away, because like, even though it seems like kind of hard to come every single day and like be doing the same stuff, like, you're going to miss it. Like, once you get towards the end, you realize how fast time has actually gone. And so instead of like sitting there and wishing your time away, like, find those moments in every day that like you enjoy, because those are what is going to get you through.
Awesome. Agreed. Okay. Now, how about advice for the younger half? Because I took a couple of them down into the English room today. Oh my God, they're scared to death. You know, it's like I got a handful of 3rd and 4th graders. I just walk them into the English room before school starts, and they're just scared to death to be down here in that high school end.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for those folks?
Even though you're going to have some more responsibility yourself, because you're switching like teachers up, like you're going to different classes and stuff, like that responsibility is going to take you a long way. It's something that you're going to use for the rest of your life. And don't take that challenge on like being scared of it, but really just like strive to make it a big part of yourself so that you can use it later on. Because even though it seems intimidating or scary, it's really not. And I feel like you connect with so many more people down at the high school end, because you're taking classes with juniors and seniors. Like, you're just like being around so many more people than you would normally be.
Yeah, bumping in the hallways, same class switches. You got any near future plans, like in the next couple years? What can we expect from you next year?
That's a good question. So I know I'm going to MSU.
Okay.
And right now I'm just going to get my generals done and kind of see from there, but I'm starting to lean towards maybe some type of counseling. Okay. So, well, I guess we'll kind of see.
Well, can we go back to the equestrian? I wrote that down when you said something.
That's going to be in the further future. So I'm gonna, right now I barrel race, so I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna hopefully, like, I don't know, one day go to the American or something in Texas. But like in the future, when I'm getting close to probably like 30s, when I have like a stable work environment and everything, then that's maybe when I'm going to move towards some equestrian stuff, get a little side gig going, so when I retire I can continue to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe counseling, moving into a little bit of side hustle with this equestrian. Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, you got a barn picked out and corral system worked out and all
it
that.
all up.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yep.
Got a little plan going. Got the outline. We got the outline developed.
Yep.
Perfect. Reidun, anything else you want to offer us?
I don't know. I mean, thanks for having me, and honestly, like, it's just been a really exciting, like, from preschool to now, like, it's just crazy that time flies so fast.
It does. You've been a lovely guest.
Well, thank you so much, Reidun. Next up, we have Peyton Alford, who's going to be visiting with Paul and I. All right, we are back, and we have with us now our second senior for this podcast, Senior Peyton Alford. Welcome. We are excited to have you with us here today. She is blushing and laughing, but this is going to be a great interview. We are excited for everyone to get to know about you. Paul, I'll let you take it away with some questions here for Peyton.
Peyton, we are so excited to have you in studio. It's unbelievably... Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family.
Oh my goodness. Okay. My name is Peyton, obviously. I'm 17. I was born and raised in Oklahoma, and my family, I have 2 brothers. I have my mom and my dad, and I have 2 dogs.
What part of Oklahoma?
Near Stillwater.
Okay, so not near where the fires were taking place here, not too long ago. You don't even know anything about it. Okay, just little news and events. Sorry. Anything that you and your family really enjoy doing, or something that you guys got a family tradition, or anything that you can share with us?
My family really, we ski a lot, and we used to, and we really love Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we really love food.
So like snow skiing or water skiing?
Snow skiing.
Okay. I mean, that's something in Oklahoma, and snow skiing don't necessarily go hand in hand.
We go to, like, Montana.
Oh, okay. Tell us a little bit about what you were like as a child, or what your parents have told you were like as a child.
My mom told me that I was a princess, but I was actually a very well-behaved and respectful kid. Like, I wasn't a handful or anything. Most days, I really just loved to color and watch Disney movies, but I also really liked to go outside, and I would collect ladybugs, and I would always catch frogs, and since it was in Oklahoma, it was really hot, so, like, I swam and I played in water a lot. Okay. So that's what life was like back then.
Anything way back when you were growing up then that you dreamt of becoming?
In, I think it was like 5th or 6th grade, I wanted to be the president's chef. Really?
President's chef?
Yes.
That is one I've never heard.
I know.
The president's chef? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I know.
Well, I'm going to come back to that. I might wheel around on that one. But,
how do you think you've changed since you grew up then, when you were like the princess and watching Disney? And
Well,
have you changed much?
I think so. I mean, I'm still a princess, obviously. Okay. Yeah.
Technically the queen.
Yeah, I'm actually the queen now. I used to be very carefree. I didn't really worry about anything because I was just living life. But now, like, that I'm a senior, like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm thinking about. And I feel like I've just matured a lot in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, I would agree.
Okay, so I know the answer to this one because you've been going to the Berthold School about a year.
Yeah.
Right? have we molded you in any way, shape, or form?
I feel like it's helped me become comfortable in my skin. Like moving, okay, I knew people before I came here and everything, but it's still hard switching schools, and I feel like I've kind of found a little bit of who I am and the people I like, type of thing. So
Can you elaborate?
like I just like I've realized kind of who I am, what I like, and
And we can deal with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Well, elaborating on that, then what do you think is the most important lesson you've learned in the last year while you've been here at the Berthold School?
Since I've only been here for so long, my biggest lesson is that time is very limited. And, it's kind of sad. Time is limited. I was only here for about a year. So it's like, when you want to have fun, you go have fun. You want to go to the game, you go to the game. If you want to hang out with your friends, you go hang out with your friends, because high school is a lot shorter than you think.
It is. It's a lot shorter than you think. It's like you get started on this and all of a sudden it's done. Okay. What's the happiest moment you've had while you've been here?
Definitely, especially this year, the football games. Especially when people were there and everything, and everyone was just having fun and cheering on the boys. That was fun. Like, especially Hay and Harvest with the mutton busting.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
So like, that was more fun than getting crowned homecoming queen?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that to happen, so I really,
Okay. Okay, how about sometime during your life when you've felt like you failed at something, and what did you learn from it?
Well, it's kind of a little story. So in like 7th or 8th grade in math class, I, for some reason, was just so anxious to ask questions, and I got a not so good grade, and I got my butt chewed for it. And so I kind of looked back on, like, maybe I should start asking questions. So I started asking questions, and I was fine. I started to understand and everything. So I'd say that was what I learned, to not be scared, and just, if you have a question, just ask.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've got a plaque in my office that said the only stupid question is the one that didn't get answered or asked. Excuse me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about something you're most proud of looking back at your school days?
So my biggest thing is that it's not really a medal or an achievement that I've done, but I'm very proud of the fact that I will speak for what I believe, and I will stick up for myself, and I'm not afraid to tell people when they're wrong or doing something upsetting. Like, I will always speak my mind no matter what.
Good. I like it. Intrinsically or extrinsically motivated? What motivates you?
I have two big motivations. The thought of my future motivates me probably the most, because if I do good now and push through, it will help my future. And I want a really bright future for myself. And then also my family, because once I make the life I want for myself, I can spoil my parents, and especially my 2 younger brothers.
It's a little bit of both. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, in the year you've been here, how would you like your teachers and your classmates to remember you?
I'd like to be remembered as respectful and someone people could come to if they needed. Like, I love listening to people and helping if I can. I really love that.
Okay, how about the teachers?
The teachers, respectful, and like I do my work, I get things done, answer questions, try my best.
I missed that part of your answer. I apologize.
That's okay.
You did state that, and I made you come back to it.
Okay. What is something that we may not know or somebody else may not know about you?
Well, the President's Chef one, I don't think anybody knows that one.
Really?
So, yeah, that was probably one of them. Yeah.
So, well, now that we're talking President's Chef again, so is cooking a hobby?
Yeah, I like to cook.
Okay. And we're obviously, in these princess dresses watching Disney movies growing up. Somehow the president chef popped into this. Where did it come from?
It was in like 5th or 6th grade, and for some reason I loved to cook. I don't even know why. And at that time,
Who was the president when you were in 5th and 6th grade?
I think it was Obama. Wait. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I don't think so. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's classic. Oh, goodness. Where am I at now? Okay, we're going to give advice.
Okay.
But I'm going to make this twofold. I want you to give advice to somebody on that half of the building already. 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. What advice you giving to them? What advice you giving to anybody else in that area down there in Bomber Nation?
Okay, so near the high school end, it gets like a little deep, you know. Live life as much as you can, and however you can, because you only have one life and time is very limited.
Okay, now what if we were walking down in the kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade wing, and there's a little princess down there watching Disney movies? What advice are you giving her? Or him?
You know, be a good kid. Have a kind soul. You know, be nice to others. You know, try your best. Like, do your homework. You know, just be a very kind soul in person.
Good advice. I like it.
Okay, let's get into these future plans now that we know the president's chef might be out. That was kind of a dream, but maybe it's still in play. Who knows?
Maybe.
But how about your future plans? What after graduation? What's in the near future?
Well, I think I'm going to just get my associate's degree in business management.
Okay.
Because I think college is important, at least a little bit of it. And then I'll most likely go to Williston State College. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. And then after college, I want to get my life started as soon as possible.
What do you mean by life started? Isn't
like
your life rolling already? I mean, I'm just
like the one where I do everything on my own, that kind of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're separating that life into it. Mm-hmm. So Williston State is what it appears to be?
I think so, because it's kind of close to home, but it's kind of close to like Montana if I want to go do stuff. I don't know.
Okay, Montana, you can do stuff. I've been to eastern Montana now.
Well, you can drive a little more ways. Oh my goodness.
It's like unless you're looking at the cattle, not a whole lot going on in eastern Montana.
That's what a car's for.
Okay. How about anything else you want to give advice to Bomber Nation?
Just make every day a good day.
I love it.
Try your best. That's all I've got.
All right.
Well, thanks, Peyton. That was awesome. We loved every minute of it.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you to Peyton. Thank you to Reidun for your interviews today. Thank you to everyone out there that's listening. Please be sure that you follow us on the Bomber Buzz. We're available on the website under the Bomber Buzz page. Make sure to tune into our next episode. You'll get to meet more of our graduating seniors. You'll hear about our Bomber Nation speech team and maybe a little bit about the wrestling season or prom. We'll see what comes up. If you have any suggestions for something you'd like to hear about or would like to comment on the Bomber Buzz, please email us your suggestions and comments. Our email is bomberbuzz@mylcsd.us. Until next time, we hope you have a great day and fly high, Bombers.